I want to give you a quick note and let you know that change doesn't take a million people all the time. Change takes a couple of us to start out, right? So we're all in these seats. If your friend is not here, then you are here for your friend, right? That couldn't make it today to hear the information that we want to share, or for the information that you are going to receive and you want to share with your peers, right? So I am Shakira McKnight. I am the coordinator and director of the Mayor's Office of Youth and College Affairs down in City Hall. And it is an office where young people actually share their ideas, create things, and we represent on behalf of our peers, like you guys do, some of you guys in the crowd. So I know that we have the Westside High School Human Rights Organization with us today. Let's give them a round of applause. And we cannot go any further without thanking the principal, Mr. Principal Cook, for allowing us to be in this building. Yes. We have some other organizations here with us. We have the Shani Baraka Women's Center, who have some resources for young women. We have the Newark Street Academy here. We have the Newark Community Street Team with us today. We have the Newark Community, hold on one minute, we have NCLC, right? The Newark City of Collaborative Learning, where they share college resources. So at this time, right, it's not just about me talking, us talking today, like, right, it's about getting feedback from you guys also. So the mayor will be here and the superintendent also shortly. If you have any questions, concerns that you want to ask them, but even if you don't, you have people like myself here, Mr. Josiah Paul, who is a mentor in the youth office, and a couple of other people who are here, Ms. Yasmin and Ms. Ataya. But at this time, I'd just like to bring up a young lady who is a part of the Mayor's Office of Youth and College Affairs. She's going to share with you why we're here today, what this organization does as far as the Youth and College Affairs Office, and also what these town halls are about. So it's really, the topic is being yourself and loving your city, right? Be yourself and love Newark. So at this time, without further ado, I'd like to bring forth Ms. Ayana Jones, who is the project coordinator and youth outreach specialist in the Youth and College Affairs Office.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys were having a great day. I am the outreach coordinator of the Newark Youth and College Affairs, as Shakira said, and this youth town hall will serve as a catalyst to combat the issues of violence and crime and conflict amongst youth in our community. The Mayor's Office of Youth and College Affairs would like to introduce the BYLNWK campaign, which will promote acts of kindness in the community done by the community youth. BYLNWK, Be Yourself and Love Newark, will give youth an understanding of themselves and see themselves in a positive aspect as they connect with the community and themselves along with their peers to understand the importance of the positive actions, unity, and youth engagement. This youth town hall will serve as a safe space for Newark youth to voice their issues and get involved in the movement to promote self-love and combat violence and conflict amongst youth. The Mayor's Office of Youth and College Affairs would like to introduce the BYLNWK campaign, which will promote acts of kindness in the community done by the campaign youth. Thank you.
So behind Ayana, I was just showing some of, like, if you go on social media right now and you type in that hashtag, you'll see different young people in the community who actually started last year doing good deeds in the community. It's just us showing that we can do positive things outside of the negative things that the media shows. So those positive things like Lights On that you guys have every Friday, right? Because your school is like the model school of the city right now. So clap it up for you guys. But we want to continue to show the positive things that we're doing outside of what you do in school and what you do outside of school. So I am going to show you something really quickly that I want you guys to pay attention to, right? So if you look behind you, right, you see many pictures of young people in the community. You see some community leaders, you see Principal Cook, you see Mayor Baraka, you see the superintendent of schools, right? But around them are young people like ourselves. So what we want to continue to do, right, is make sure that these people like Mr. Cook and Principal Braca and our superintendent, we can hold them accountable for the things that we want to see, right, and we want to do. So when you see Mr. Cook outside on the streets, or you see Mayor Braca outside on the streets, right, if you do see them, you can ask for the things that you want and you can make sure that you get them. And it's not just a matter of saying, hey, I need this. It's a matter of saying, hey, I need this. When can I come see you? When can I sit with you? Can I get your phone number? This is my name. And next time I see you, I'm going to be looking for results to what I asked you for. These are the things we need to be doing as young people. So it's about access. It's about protecting ourselves because we know these people are around us, and it's about leverage. So when we say leverage, we need to use these people to get the things that we need in our community, right? Whether it's scholarships for college, whether it's information for one of your friends who might be a parent, right? So I'm going to show you a diagram really quickly, and then I'm going to bring on the next speaker. So if you have a phone, I would advise you to take it out and take a picture of this diagram if you can. This diagram has a loophole of different resources that we have in the city. Some of these organizations, or many of them, you might have seen already at your events on Fridays, right? But you need to know how to get involved with them, how to stay connected to them, and not just being connected to a person who might sit at the front desk, but being able to talk to that director of that department, right? Or the principal of each school. So being able to have a relationship to these people opens doors for you that you may not know. And without further ado, I would like to bring up Mr. Josiah Paul, who will bring on our next speaker.
Peace, family. Oh, that was a little dry. I said peace, family. Yeah, gotta show me some love. Thank you, man. I'm feeling that energy now. Thank you, thank you. So we talked about violence, we talked about unity. But one thing I really want to stress out is that when we talk about violence and the things that we face in the city and even in the school system, I want to be the first person to tell you, if nobody ever told you, that it's not your fault. Yeah, you heard me correctly, it's not your fault. A lot of things that we face is circumstantial. You get what I mean by that? Circumstantial. It's environmental and circumstantial things that we face in our communities that makes it harder for us. Do you understand what I mean by that? So it's not that you just, somebody doesn't like you just for not liking you. Circumstances cause that person not to like you. Imagine waking up, not getting nothing to eat. You know, your stomach hungry, you get a little hangry and everything. You know how that feels. And then you meet somebody who comes from a different world from you. And it's circumstances that makes that person feel certain types of ways. You know, we walk into the schools. Before you even walk into the school, what do we see? We see loiter on the floor, abandoned buildings, and that stuff shapes our mentality, and that affects us. See, it's circumstances like that that causes us to act out differently. But it doesn't all fall on you. See, that's why I really want to express it all doesn't fall on you. You get what I mean by that? It's circumstances. Because you know what's crazy? I was at the Juvenile Detention Center just this past Saturday, and I was talking to one of the, you know, the group of guys in like cell block 9, and they're talking about why they don't like a different group in a different cell block. And the biggest thing that I was hearing was cycling. So one of the guys is like, oh, they attacked one of our mans. And the other guys is like, yeah, we have to retaliate. So it's like, when do we break that cycle? You get that? How do we break that cycle? Come on, I need some energy from you guys. How do we break the cycle of conflict that we see in our communities, that we see in the school systems? Start with yourself. Start with yourself. Communication. Communication is starting with yourself. So you have to have that self-accusing spirit. That self-accusing spirit allows you to say, you know what? I made some mistakes, but at the end of the day, I'm going to try to fix some mistakes that I made within myself and try to hash things out. We have to fix some of these problems that we made. See, we can talk about generational, you know that thing about generational wealth, right? That, you know, rich families pass on that same money to their children, right? Well, we got generational trauma. We pass trauma on to our kids. You know, we got drugs in the family. We got gang members, and I understand the circumstances that causes us to do the things that we do. But when do we break that cycle? We can't be the victims of what our parents or even the neighborhood makes us. We have to reach within ourselves first and communicate to break those cycles. You understand that? Who's willing to break the cycle? Who's willing to fix within themselves first? Take the blame within themselves. Say, you know what? I need to first work on myself before I can help anybody else. Come on, talk to me, man. Who's willing to do that? I need some lot of energy than that, man. I really do. I really do. Because at the end of the day, we can't look for the mayor or the principal to fix some of the things if we're not willing to receive it. Who's ever talked to the principal and said, you know what, I don't like how things is going in the school and I want to help out? Mr. Good, let me see. Yeah, I don't know, he might. But that's real. You see this office right here? You see, Shakira McKnight right there? When we first came into the mayor's office, there was no youth office. There was no voice for the youth in the city of Newark. Me and her band together, we got other members on our team, and we worked together to give us a voice. Your voice matters at the end of the day. You don't believe that? Who don't believe their voice don't matter? Anybody knows who Huey P. Newton is? Who knows who that is? Nobody knows who Huey P. Newton is? The guy that started the Black Panther Party? Oh man, I should have put money on that one. All right, fine. I got this. I got $20 on the person that could tell me what age that he started the Black Panther Party. 17? It was 19. I said that. You don't count. He started the Black Panther Party at 19 years old. So what does that say? What does that say about you? You can do it now. You're right about that. I'm for real. You can do it right now. You can, because we're facing a lot of stuff. If you look at the political climate, we're facing a lot, especially with our current president. And I'm not trying to say that to scare you, but I want you to bring a type of awareness that you can see that's happening on a global scale. There's a lot of things that's happening that you have to be aware of. So that way you can be prepared and be able to mobilize. You have to be able to mobilize. You have to be able to communicate. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you. I'm going to bring Shakira up, and we're going to bring up
Thank you, Josiah. He also has his own organization called Next Generation Project, where he mentors young people. So young men, if you need a mentor, or you just need somebody to speak to, you have a big brother right here also outside, Mr. Cook, right? So at this time, I'd like to bring up your organizer and leader who is in your school right now, Mr. Deaver, who is going to speak to us about the human resources. I'm sorry, the human rights team, because we need human rights right now. It is very important in our world and in our city. And I thank him for having the student leaders that he has here today with us. Here.
Thank you. Thank you. First to my Principal Cook, it's because of his heart and his desire to embrace love and to show love to the students, the community, that we as staff continue in that vein. We all work together collectively. So what I do, I just try to be a vehicle to help my students to embrace and see what they can do for themselves. My motto is that if you can see it, you can be it. So you see us, the Principal Cook, see the male teachers, the female teachers here, who are all doing positive things. You too can do those things. So I'm not going to take up any of the time myself. I want the students to come up and show and talk about what they're doing, because I just try to be there to guide them, to push them and motivate them to show their greatness. So I want some of the students to come up and to do that presentation.
All right, hi guys, my representing my club, which they could not make it today. And I wrote a little speech for the city of Newark, and excuse me if I get a little emotional, but the growth of our youth is something I'm really passionate about. Okay. I am Sierra Rose. I represent the student council. I am the president of the club. My issues and concerns today affect everyone. Take my words. I walk around the city of Newark sometimes fearing for things to happen to me. There's a difference between arresting criminals, getting them off the streets, and throwing them into a county jail, and going to the source, figuring out the problems of the individual or whatever they're arguing about, fighting about, shooting at each other about, and solving it. The strategies used today is causing more problems. So some of our strategies we're using today is not as effective, but that's okay, because like my principal, Mr. Cook said, he wants more solutions. If you're always talking about the problems, you will never get anything solved. So we need more solutions. And some of the problems today are, the village. They say it takes a village to raise a child, which is really true. But how can the village raise a child where, sometimes there are things, as I believe his name was Josiah said before, it's a cycle. So there's some problems wrong with our village and the way people who are raising us in the village was brought up. So I just wanted to say that if we can better the way we're raising our kids and all the problems going on, find better solutions. They don't need to take a 10-year strategic plan, a 5-year strategic plan. If we start planning today, we can get it done now. We keep having meetings after meetings after meetings. We need to get it done now. We need to start doing it today. So my peers, you guys know what some of the things you guys are doing wrong. We can fix it. Adults, be a little bit more on top of us. Be a little bit more harder. It's okay. I have my teachers, I have my guidance counselors on me all the time about my grades. And I keep pushing. And in conclusion, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Sierra. So like Sierra said, right, we need action now. We need to stop talking. So while we're sitting in these seats, I want us to know about the different organizations that we have here with us today, right? Outside of your school that you can go to. You can come to City Hall, right? And you can be inside of that office and just have a space that you can feel free in, right? Outside of feeling free, create initiatives now. You don't have to wait till you're 30, like Josiah says, 40, 50. Young leaders started, like Martin Luther King, early, right? So at this time, I am going to bring up Mr. Khalil, who is going to give us some words of inspiration, and then after him, we got Oski, who's going to give y'all some music.
Hello, everybody. My name is Khalil Williams. I'm also an artist too, but I'm not gonna rap today. But yeah, I'm like the image. Meaning by the image, meaning don't give up. Don't let nobody tell you what you can or can't be. And there's no excuses of being misguided, because at the end of the day, everyone has a choice. So everyone was telling me, oh, how you gonna get a job? You got all these face tattoos, you got crazy hair. And I tell them, don't give up. Use your energy, use your positivity, because that will win. And right now, I teach swim lessons to all ages for the city of Newark, for Montclair State, LA Fitness in West Orange, LA Fitness in the Union. So I tell everybody the same thing. You have a choice. I'm not racist, I'm very diverse with people. So, and me saying that, when they say, oh, our community is misguided, that's why we're doing this, or we don't have no help. No, we actually do. If that person who made a choice to not want help, if the person who made the choice to not want to go take the extra step and go be the person that you're supposed to be, at the end of the day, we all been misguided? No. So I say this, if a white person stays racist, that means that person knew it was a choice. That person had their own opinion of why I want to be racist, meaning that person chose to be racist. So don't worry about the backlash, don't worry about the people that's not going to support you, because you have the support here in North. I'm letting y'all know that now. You honestly have the support, and run with it. Go hard as you can, do whatever you possibly want to do. Positive, that's the best way to win. At the end of the day, you gotta meet him, whoever you praise, you gotta meet him, When you go there, you're by yourself. So at the end of the day, I'm just here to give a little bit of words of advice and wisdom. Be yourself. Be excellent at what you want to do in life. Study it, learn it, perfect it, go hard at it. When you turn 15, at 15 you can become a lifeguard, which is a really great job to have at 15 years old. It beats every other job at 15-year-old in the world. That's an honest opinion. So even if you don't know how to swim, or if you don't want to be a lifeguard, you can go work at 15. Meaning, don't work all your life. No, you can start a business. You can invest in yourself. Put some money up. At the end of the day, what do you spend your money on? What do you really need? Is it a need or is it a want? So in my head, I follow my dreams and I follow the youth dreams because the youth is the future. I listen and take heed to a lot of older people and they're not telling you what to do or don't do this. No, they're telling you from their experience, from what they don't want you to do because they already lived it. So by me saying that, I really wish there was a lot of more kids here, but y'all are the kids to spread that word to those kids. That's y'all job, to go tell your schoolmates or tell your people or your peers what's going on and that they can be somebody because you are somebody. And thank you, Shakira, for having me. Thank you, Mr. Cook. And hopefully y'all do y'all best and y'all stay good.
Thank you. Spread the word. Communication is all are connected. The next speaker we have is Abdul Haq. I would like all of you to give him a round of applause as he comes up.
Y'all alright? Good to see y'all. Y'all can hear me, right? I don't think I need a mic. I'm good. Y'all can hear me, correct? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can't hear me? Okay, alright. I thought I was. I come here starting problems. We trying to resolve the problems, is that right? But once again, my name is Brother Abdul Haq Muhammad. I'm the student minister of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan from the Muhammad Mosque of Islam, number 25, which is located here in the city of Newark, New Jersey. And as always, we believe it's proper to greet you all with the greeting words of peace. We said in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you. And I think that's such a befitting greeting. Is that right? Because that's what we are seeking and searching for. Peace. Is that right? The solution to peace is not a difficult one. It's not a difficult one. It just starts with us following a few principles. And one of the first principles that we, in particular, our community, we need to begin to follow is the principle of communication. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you who are sitting before me, how many of you, when you came in, you spoke to the brother or sister sitting next to you, you said, how you doing? You introduced yourself to somebody that you did not know or was unfamiliar with. And if you did not do that, see, that's part of the problem. If when you came in, you seen somebody you ain't know, you went and shook their hand, how you feeling, black man? How you feeling, soldier? Hey, how you doing, queen? Then that's part of the problem. And that's why our community, there's always drama and there's always fratricidal killing. Because we see a brother or sister that look just like us, but because they might live on another block, we walk right past them. How many of you walk past people to get in here today? You saw them, but you did not communicate. How you doing? I'm going to the town hall. Come with me. How many of you did that? You just walked past them. Because one, many of us are afraid of our own people. So how can we have a community if there's no communication? Then it's really not a community, it's a colony. Posing in front as community. So we gonna be community, then we gotta be community. But one of the first things that makes a community is communication. You come outside, you see a neighbor. Hey, how you feeling today? Do you speak or do you just walk past? You come to school, you see somebody you unfamiliar with. I don't know who that is. Or do you try to make them feel welcome and part of the community? How you doing? I'm such and such. What's your name? See, that's how we intervene and stop the fratricidal killing that's in our community. Because although we may be different hue, different complexion, we all have the same general problem. Is that right? How many of you in here is being raised or reared without a father? Okay. That's most of our community that are being raised and reared without fathers. They say, according to the National Institute of Fatherhood, that there's over 24 million children, or 1 out of every 3 children that's being reared without a father in the home. And they say that when you don't have your father, you are 10 times more likely to go to prison. So today, before I came to you, I was down in Essex County, talking to fathers that were not in their children's lives, but their children are still out in the community causing mayhem. Why? Because they mad because they ain't got a father. So many of us are carrying things on our shoulder that we don't have the knowledge to combat. So many times we crumble under the weight of the pressure that this world puts on us. So when you see us, a lot of times we walk scrunched like this. Some of you scrunched in your seats. Because the pressure that this world is putting on you that you may not have the knowledge to combat. The way that we get a solution to peace is very simple. Knowledge yourself. See, when you know yourself, you'll love yourself and then you'll do for yourself. When you know that the person that you're looking at is your brother, and then the word brother is the word other. My brother is my other self. Why would I want to harm him and we from the same kith and kin? This is not my enemy. But what makes us enemies is the environment and the circumstances that we are raised in. You're not born to be no drug dealer, but the circumstances make you do something that may be unscrupulous. That if I can change the circumstance in a situation, maybe I can change you and how you behave. So it's the environment that makes us cold, that makes us icy. You can't confuse personality with nature. What is the nature of the black man and woman? What is our nature? Our nature is to be right. Right? That's our nature. But the environment makes us cold. Just as water can be turned into ice or turned into steam based on the condition that you put the water under. So the body is 70% water, 25% flesh. But for every physical law, there's a spiritual counterpart. So if you put water under a certain temperature, the water that was soft turns to what? Ice. Well, America has been like a big freezer box for you and I. So it makes us cold. We walk around, we just mad as hell. Face contorted and twisted. Why you mad? Because I'm dealing with something that I don't have the knowledge to combat it. How many of you in here are seniors? Man, give yourselves a round of applause. You say, why give myself a round of applause, Brother Hop? Because according to the Children's Defense Fund for America, they say that a black child, every 33 seconds in America, a black public school student drops out of high school. So you already have overcome those odds. But there are more odds in your way as a young black man and woman in this country that you're going to have to overcome. But before you can overcome it, you got to know that it's there. Now, some of you know that we got some problems in Westside. Is that right? You know we got some problems in here. You know who's the cause of the problem, and you know who's perpetuating the problem. So what we want to deal with is conflict resolution. How can we resolve the conflict that we are facing as a school? When you know that there's 2 brothers that's having a disagreement, what do? How do you intervene? If you know a rumor is being spread about a brother that's not true, what do? If you know something is being said about a sister that can exacerbate tension, what do? Do you go and try to talk to that individual, or do you spread the rumor? Yeah, let me tell you what I heard. and perpetuate the drama? Or do you try to intervene by going to your principal, going to a trusted aide that can intervene and stop the conflict? Or are you afraid? Hell no, I'm too scared. But if you love yourself, then you're going to love those that are of yourself. You understand? I mean, next time we got to have a packed audience in here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But it's all right. Those of you who are getting what we're giving you, it's your responsibility now to go tomorrow and then give to your brother and sister what they didn't get here. And that's how we keep peace perpetual in our school. Because if you are enlightening your brother and sister is ignorant, then you're going to always have problems. But if I got knowledge, then it's my duty and responsibility to give you knowledge. Brother Akbar got knowledge, but he didn't leave and go to South Orange or Paramus. He came right back from the place that raised him to share and give to you what others don't want to give you. But how many of us keep hearing, man, I'm going to get a job, I'm leaving the hood. And the hood will forever be the hood, because those that are from the hood want to go to South Orange and Livingston. But South Orange and Livingston is not South Orange and Livingston by osmosis. It's the thinking of the people who live in those areas. So how many of you, when you walk down your block, you see garbage, you pick it up? If you don't, you part of the problem. We ain't holding no punches. I ain't touching that. Hell, you live there. Matter of fact, how many of you in here litter? You get that candy wrapper, you throw that right on the ground. They tell a man, Newark is dirty. No, the minds of those that participate in the city is dirty. Because your external is a reflection of your internal. I can tell how you eat by what's on your face. You eat bad, you start looking bad. I know you want the glow up, but you can get it if you just eat the right food. So your internal or your external is a reflection of your internal. You understand? So we here because we love you and we know your potential. But next time we need this place packed with people. Packed with our young people. Y'all leaving us? Well, we love you. We love you. You can't just get up and leave and then we're gonna call you out now. Hell no, we love you. We taking a record in the count of everybody that's in the room. So we can know when something happens, we coming to you. What happened? What you mean what happened? I wasn't involved. Didn't you get the message we gave you? That you gotta intervene and be an interventionist and you gotta stand in the gap? But I don't want to take no more of your time. Can I just ask any questions? Any questions? Any questions? As it relates to what you heard so far from me, any questions? Yes, sir. I was 22 years old. But I was no different from the brother and sister that's out there right now. He may be a little wayward or she may be a little wayward. Because we all have a general condition. We all have problems that are cultural specific. Meaning problems that are specific to our culture and us as a people. So we need cultural specific solutions. The black woman, she needs a certain kind of teaching, and you need a certain kind of teaching because of our condition and our circumstance. But where you gonna get it from and who gonna give it to you? You gotta have a wherewithal and the fortitude, the intellectual fortitude to go after and get that what you and I are missing. And what we are missing is the knowledge of who we really are, not what this country has made us into. You not a nigga.
Yes, sir.
You not a Negro.
Yes, sir.
There is no such person. A Negro and niggas are made on the soil of America.
Yes, sir.
questions. Yes, sir. He said, what way can the students intervene and still be safe? A relationship in the hood can save your life, brother. Just based on somebody you know. Yo, that's my man right there. Could save your life. So I asked you when I first came in, how many of you spoke to each other? You saw somebody you didn't know, how you doing, such and such, how you doing? Or did you just walk past? But that brother that you walk past, you get his name, he see your face, he see you somewhere. Something about to happen, oh, no, I know, he good, he go to West Side. That's Akbar. That's Akbar student. So networking and relationships is what makes a community. So if you learn, and I'm telling you, go to that one that looks hard. How you doing, brother? Call him brother. How you doing, brother? It'll change his whole disposition. How you doing, sister? It'll change their whole disposition. So you gotta build relationships. You see somebody you know, man, try to build a relationship with them. Maybe you may be a little nervous. Go to the principal. Man, brother Akbar, I see his brother. I think he a good brother. You know, I don't really, I ain't gang, or whatever. I don't know. Like, so, Akbar, could you? And he'll go maybe talk to him. How you doing, brother? Or you might hear something about to happen and pop off. And Akbar, I just heard, you're getting a little crazy. You ain't hear from me, but it's getting a little crazy. You ain't reporting them to the cop, you reporting them to Mr. Cook. Yo, Akbar, man, I heard they about to pop off outside. You ain't gotta tell nobody. You ain't gotta go on Instagram. Let me tell you what happened. All you gotta do is go to your principal. And you know everybody loves your principal. Everybody loves our brother. Why? Because of what he's done for the students. So you hear something about to happen, man, you go to him. And you ain't gotta take nobody with you. You just go. These two girls about to fight. See, because things don't just happen because they happen. Oftentimes, it's chatter going on. So you hear it. Mm-hmm. But what happened? Nobody said nothing. Now when he gets shot or something, oh my God, you ain't right. But you should have intervened. You ain't do nothing. Yes, sir. Well, that's a cultural issue that we gotta change. But that's why I said, you ain't gotta go and tell nobody else what you about to do. You go to Brother Akbar. Look, Akbar ain't gonna say, yeah, Randy told me what happened. He ain't gonna do that because he knows the culture. So you go by yourself. Look, Brother Akbar, I ain't hearing from me. You understand? Hell, write a note, slide it under the door. I'm just saying. Because we know how to do everything else with skill, but now when it comes to saving our life, now we don't know, man. I don't know what we gonna do. Use that same skill and wisdom. Write a note. Wear gloves so your fingerprints won't be on it. And just run. Come on now. You may be afraid. You may be afraid. I'm looking at the faces in here. And some of us may don't know what to do. But I got some cards, though, that I'm going to give out. Because I want to be a support to my brother. Maybe you're afraid to go to Brother Akbar. So call the brothers. 1-800, the brothers. That's easy. 1-800, the brothers. So, but because we have relationships with people, sometimes they listen. I ain't saying that all the time. But we got relationships because you know how when I came in, I talked to everybody. How you doing? Where you going? Since y'all leaving us, they're like, no, we ain't leaving. I'm just making sure. Don't get mad at me. I'm just making sure y'all not leaving. But I speak to everybody. I spoke to how many of you spoke to the janitor when she walked up there? I spoke to the janitor. How you doing, sister? Yeah, I'm good. I spoke to the janitor. You speak to everybody. You don't know who they are, what they know. How you doing, sis? You good? You good? Yeah. Let me pick this up for you and help you. Because we are a community. If we're going to be a community, damn it, let's be a community. That's what I'm saying. You feel me? All right, talk back to me then, black man. Talk back to me, bro. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. You ain't got to make up nothing if you don't have it, but if you got the question, ask it. I love you. May God bless you. Thank you.
Another big brother in the community that you guys can reach out to. So you have the mentors and the mentees here, right? We want to make sure that we stay connected and we build relationships. So we want to turn it up a little bit before we close out, right? And I'm going to call my brother up. His name is Oski. But before I bring him up, I want you guys to follow us on Instagram, right? So pull out your phones if you can so that we can keep you abreast with everything that's going on in the Mayor's Office of Youth and College Affairs. I like to call up all of my team members because I don't do any of this alone, right? So the team that you guys will be signing up to be a part of to help bring your friends in these seats. So can I get Kiana up here, Shalice, can I get Yasmin, Natalia, Jennifer, Ayana, Josiah? Come on, come up to the front so you can see your faces, right? Outside of just the faces that spoke today. Oski, you ready? Hey, come on. And can I get my brothers with me also? Grove Street Academy here with us. Some more big brothers for you guys in the community.
You gonna take pictures? Man, I really wish the students that I left out could have stayed, man. My name is Oski. I'm from North. I'm a graduate, of North Public Schools, and I'm a hip hop artist. I connected with Shakira through all that she's doing with the youth, and being a youth ambassador. Each and every one of us up here. We was once in y'all shoes. We was once in y'all shoes. We all are examples for you guys, man. And it's very important for, like how the brother said, how Tupac said, y'all gotta spread the word. It's okay, because it's not gonna stop our mission. We gotta keep on going every single day. But it's important for y'all to be the examples, for the rest of the students, the rest of y'all friends, y'all family members. Get what I'm talking about? Like I said, I'm a hip hop artist, so what inspired me to do a lot for the youth and connect with the youth was seeing what the industry promotes. And me and Tupac just have a few words, about the industry, about the hip hop industry, because we rappers, we influenced, we inspired by music. I designed a program titled the Book Bag Tour. And you know what's crazy? You know how this universe works? All of this come full circle? Last year, I take care of all the business for my tour on my own. Meaning I come inside the schools and I gotta have meetings with the principals to let them know what I have going on for them to buy into my program. And I just had that meeting with Mr. Cook, right? Last month. So this is opportunity for me to show him a little more about my program and what I have going on. So it's very important for us to continue to go, to continue to believe, and don't stop what we all are doing. This is power right here. Each and every one of us is a resource. You know what I'm talking about? And to do things like this, I'm happy to be a part of things like this. It's important for you guys to take advantage of it. Alright? I don't want to take up no much crazy time, but I want to share this one song with y'all. I'm trying not to be so loud. Got a nice vibe here. Nah, it's cool. I want to share this one song with y'all. It's titled First Day of School. And this is a message about getting up in the morning, facing life. It brings us back to being prepared for not only school, but for society. So I share my experience with y'all. We get a little entertainment going on. You guys ready to hear this? Go hit me out. You go like this. Look, my alarm clock ringing as I twist and turn. I take a peek up and watch the sunrise as I stretch. Wish I had time just to get a little more rest. my mom yells my name as she's walking up the steps to my bedroom, hoping that I'm wide awake. Cause last year we had the same problem before. Boy, let's go, and I'm not gonna say it no more. You better be up and ready soon as I leave out that door, she goes. I slam my back against the bed, throw my blanket over my head, take a cat nap instead. I just need 5 more minutes. I stares at the cable box, my time looking tinted. Eyelids shuts, I wakes up to 1 minute, where did time go? It moves too fast when you relax and start to doze off. Now I have no other choice but to get up, cause if I was to fall back to sleep, what would that make me? A dropout way before the age of 18. That's what happens when you choose to be lazy. Always gave my mom a hard time, and I regret it. Dealing with the same issues gave her migraine headaches. I snaps out of that deep thought, keeping the blame on nobody is my fault. Failure is not an option, that's what we all taught. The right choices made will get you so far. I wipe the crust out my eyes, yawn at the same time. As I get out of bed to open up my blinds, I hear the birds chirping, see the same loud airplanes flying over as they prepare for landing. I have a big day ahead of me. I goes over to the bathroom sink so I can brush my teeth, hop in the shower, keep myself clean, cause if I don't, all the bullies gon' pick on me. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, my mind too strong. I said a lot of clear, staring myself in the mirror, then I smiles and walks off, knowing that's gonna get up. Make my bed up and put me on a fresh pair of socks. Goes to my closet so I can take my uniform out. Pop the tag on my brand new shirt and pants, I don't even have to iron it. Plus I'd rather leave the creases in. Pull out my fresh kicks I never got to wear. My mom's late for school, and she made it clear I would be a fool if I was to mess them up, cause I know it's gonna be hard to try and afford another pair, especially when you're not the only one to take care. I have a sister that I'm older than by 2 years, so I never went against what she said. Always listen, respect and love your parents, cause when they gone, you gon' miss them. It's a new school year and I can't wait to see who could my homegrown teacher be. I'm fully dressed now with my palms sweaty, I can't help but think how this year gonna be a little harder for me, cause I'm advancing to the next grade. Math class was my weakness, that was the only subject that I did hate, but that was something I had to learn, so I did it. Believing that I could do it is what got me over the fear of being scared. I take a deep breath, feeling confident, can make it obvious, cause I'm at the age now where my GPA need to be high enough to get a scholarship for different colleges. Continue to stay on the right path of being positive and you'll make it. To be what you want in life, you need an education. And that's the truth. I'm a living proof of what I said I would do. And that's how I became ready for my first day of school. I think about that. Yeah, so like I said, that's knowledge, man. I gotta soak this up. Like, I'm from High Court Projects. I don't know if any of y'all is familiar with the Ironbound section, but that's where I come from. That's where I grew up at. You know, growing up, I got involved with things that was going on in my community a lot. You know, a big part of what saved my life, this pastor, he goes by the name of Danny Iverson. He came from Virginia. You know, he didn't know nobody in the Ironbound section, but he came to my community, he came to my project to help the youth. Every day I would go to the church, he would have things going on for the kids. And that gave me another perspective on things coming from the projects, seeing what we see every day, you know, in our community. It shaped me into who I am today. So it's very important, man, for us to come to, you know, events like this. The Youth Town Hall, like, I graduated in 2012. You know, it probably was some things like this going on. But when I see this, I get excited. I come across Too Bad all the time. You know why? Because he do a lot with the youth. I connected with Shakira because what she got going on. We connect all these resources, man. We build this powerful movement that's important for y'all to pay attention to and really dig into and want to be a part of. It's going to shape you into the person you want to be, man. And I want to leave y'all on that note. You know, hopefully Mr. Cook invites me to Westside High School to share the rest of my show with y'all. I look forward to seeing y'all. And man, I wish each and every one of y'all the best in life, in school. All right? I go by the name of Oski. Y'all can find me on social media at Oski Music, OSK Music. Shakira, I appreciate this opportunity. Shout out to each and every one of y'all, okay, man, for being an example for our youth in the community, man. All right?
Thank you, Oski. So this is, stay up here, guys, real quick. This is the team. Meet us at City Hall every Friday. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, but our meetings at 4 p.m. We have an HBCU travel camp during the summer where students travel to colleges. We have an overnight camp where students actually stay for 7 days. So come find out about the resources we have, whether it's after school jobs where we have Mr. Muhammad here, Sharif, with us, who will be sharing those resources in the youth office. So outside of jobs, mentors, and advice, continue to build your social capital. Your principal is a very, 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 very good leader in the community. And it is important that you learn from people like him because he's homegrown, he comes from the city, and he is leading in the city. And I personally hope to be, when I get that age, a good principal like himself. I'm studying education right now. But outside of that, right, make sure you meet someone new, come to the youth office, get involved, stay engaged, and we love you and we thank you for being here today with us. Have a good evening, you guys. Follow us on social media too. It's WK